Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a quick flip through of days 8 through 13 in my junk journal January, and I will be doing a quick process for day 14. So day 8 here, the prompt is antique, and I have some antique ledger back in the background of this page. This is from the early 1900s, 1920-ish, and then I used this picture from Tim Holtz because it was dated around this same time, the early 1920s, and then also this label, which is actually from the Junk Journal Studio. And so I just distressed the picture. I added some Tim Holtz crazing medium over the top of that also, just to kind of give it a really aged look over there. I just like that everything was dated in the 1920s or thereabouts, even that ledger paper. The next day was a real simple day. I didn't do a whole lot for this day. This prompt actually, I really wasn't inspired by it all that much, and that happens sometimes, but the prompt was hidden, so I hid a little egg back behind and some writing actually back behind that big piece in the background, and then I glued those birds down, and I called it good. Some days were just real quick and simple. This was one of those days for me. The next day, day 10, is trim, so you can see I have some lace trim up here at the top, and then I have these pieces that were pulled from some notebooks, and then just a Tim Holtz piece on top, and just made a little cluster, and I called that page good. 11 was magazine, and I pulled out this picture because it actually reminded me of a trip that my husband and I went on last year, and I added a little piece from a magazine that said experiences, and that was it for that. Day 12 is overlap, so you can see I have a lot of pattern papers here just overlapping in the background, and then over the top of all of that I have this beautiful floral laser cut image from 49 and Market. I love 49 and Market stuff, and then added a little butterfly down at the bottom so that basically everything is overlapping. And then day 13 was opaque. So I'm working now on this page that had a background paper on it. So I actually just used some acrylic paint in the color sand. This is some Dina Wakley paint, and I just painted some areas in the background. I wanted to leave a little bit of the pattern paper as well. I also stamped with a script stamp and some archival ink over that paint, and then just added a couple simple labels. Both of those are from the Junk Journal Studio. That floral image is also from 49 and Market. Their laser cut pieces are just, they're beautiful, and they're really intricate and stuff. I just really like those. So that is everything for days 12 and 13. I'm going to do 14 in real time so you can kind of see. I actually didn't cut much out of this section, but you can see this is the back part of that pattern paper, and the prompt for day 14 is what is the prompt? Balance. Sorry, my brain. Anyway, and so I'm trying to figure out a way to sort of balance this little almost tip-in pocket type thing that I have over there on the left. And what I decided to do is pull out some of these papers from the Junk Journal Studio. The paper that's in the journal is actually also from the Junk Journal Studio. This is from the collection that's Mushrooms from Days Gone By. It's actually one of my favorite collections of Michelle's. I really love it. And so I'm just putting this really dark paper kind of behind it. It's hard to tell on camera, but there's like some stripes that are green in the background as well, and some of the more like reddish ones from the mushrooms. Again, this is all about balance. So I'm going to glue down this large piece, and then I'm going to kind of create that little flap over and use that beautiful paper as it is. You can see I left, like I said, I left most of this in so you could kind of see how this process was. But again, it was a really simple day for me. I'm trying to keep Junk Journal January pretty simple on the daily anyway, just because I have so many other projects going on right now, and so many other things that I want to do. So I don't want to spend, hours on this every day. So I'm just going in here, trimming off the excess up at the top, and then I will fold over the little flap section. I did not glue this down very well, so I'm going to have to fight with it when I fold it just a little bit. It will be okay. But I'm just adding my glue stick here, and then I'm going to fold it over. You can see it doesn't want to fold because I got some of that other paper in the fold, but I'm just going to come along with my fingernails and just like really crease that down well, and it's fine. So I feel like there's an interesting contrast now between like the left and the right side of the pages. And so now I need to bring balance to all of this. This is my thought process with this particular prompt. So I have this piece. This is also from that same set. Actually, all of the little printable pieces that I'm using today are all from that set from Michelle. So I'm just going to try to figure out how I want to use these pieces. And you'll see I'm going to put some things up here. And this green would have been nice. I think felt like it balanced out some of the green that was in the photo and some of the green stripes that were in the background. And then I found another label that had like the greens and the browns in it. And I thought, ooh, that would add some good balance, but it was just too big for the page because I have that really large image as well. And then I wanted to bring some more darker images to the front. So I have that set that says Nature's Notes. And that's actually like a really dark black. That's just kind of pulling that background color from the back. Then I have these other little pieces, and you're just going to see me kind of playing around with what I feel like works best in trying to balance like the weight of the color and making sure that, you know, the colors are all over the page, that I'm bringing some of the greens and the dark colors as well as the lighter colors, trying to make it all cohesive. So I get it to where I feel like this is going to be good. And so I'm just going to start gluing things down. So I'm going to start with this back layer here. This is that big ephemera piece. Again, just all using my glue stick because I have printed on pretty thin paper. And so I'm just creating, or, you know, just gluing this down. And I am going around all of the pieces with archival ink in ground espresso. And then I added that little tiny label down there at the bottom. That label is actually not from this collection, I believe. But anyway, they're all printables from the Junk Journal Studio. And I have them all together, so I kind of get confused as to which thing. But anyway, so now I'm just going to go through and glue all of the pieces down. I love this Nature's Notes, this dark, bringing that forward to the front since that background paper is so dark. And then I love these little hexagon labels. They I think are so stinking cute. And so I added the little circle in the background, and then I added the little hexagon. I just think the different shapes make it interesting up there at the top, and it has some mushrooms up there as well. Super simple page. I really like how it turned out in the end, even though I had to kind of fiddle with it a little bit. But that's it for me. So if you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.